And away we go. Straight like that live, man. Wrong camera, my bad. Back in the building, man. We do a sound check, make sure everything right. Make sure my mic sound nice. Yeah, I understand what I'm saying to you. Microphone check. I guess at some point I'll get to the point to where I'm fully confident when I get started on this thing. I don't have to do this, but I don't know. Maybe I'll make it a part of the normal shtick. That's how I go. We doing good. We righteous. But I got all kind of new equipment, man, and be switching shit in and out. And so things be giving you unforeseen problems. You dig what I'm saying? So I have to do my little quality control check before we proceed, man. You dig what I'm saying? Just make sure everything is on the up and up. Let's put a chat message into the chat. Uh Get on in here, man. Last couple of people get on in here. Let's let a couple people get on in here, man. As we speaking about people, I guess that'd be a good way to get this started to show off, man. As you look up that count is at 976. You dig what I'm saying? From what I understand, just another little couple of more, man, to get me into this partner program. You know what I'm saying? From what I understand, 24, but maybe a little inside of baseball, and perhaps I'll get there. Perhaps the count that's kept up with them is maybe a little different from mine. So we get a couple more, man. We headed up through there, so I definitely would appreciate if you all get in there, man. Just a handful of more individuals to subscribe to the content. You did what I'm saying, and then so I get into that level, man. We'll start to do more as far as promoting the memberships and members only material and I've actually got an idea. I don't really know exactly what. But for like the last 25 subs, I damn near employed the tactic of when I'm out in the world, just kind of running up on people. I was like, I'm just gonna tell folks it's Christmas time. I'll give you $1. Give you $1 to subscribe to my material, whether you watch it or not. You did what I'm saying. But I've got an idea, man, for the last 25. To do some kind of giveaway, some kind of bonus. I got merch on the way. Like I've had a clothing line for years. You see, Live High Apparel is the deal. I've got a million pieces, man. It's really kind of like been a personal pet project for years. It came from me being in the music game and all that, just kind of having my own brand, and I came up with it. And over the years, I've molded and shaped. I've sold a gang of pieces, but I hadn't done a lot of promoting and advertising, even on my Instagram page and all of that. But now that I finished the schooling thing, you dig what I'm saying? I'm approaching this partner program, and everything seems to be gelling. You dig what I'm saying? And so the merch is on the way. I've got ways and instruments in which to brand material. You dig what I'm saying? And come on my own little thing. I've got an idea surrounding this whole little rug tufting thing, man. You dig what I'm saying? Perhaps there'll be a straight like that rug in your future, for one of y'all last 25 subscribers. You dig what I'm saying? But most certainly a piece of merch. You know what I mean? The shirt, hat, we got all of that on the way. I'm just trying to stick with what got me here before I just go into all kind of other branches and start infusing all kind of other things into my material, man, because it's been a hell of a journey. Here on YouTube, I might be going through some stoppage and visibility right now, man. And I guess let's let this be a cautionary tale. I guess I ain't even planning on going to this, but I will. This is for all future new tubers, in which when you I keep calling that shit is in my head, bro. This is for you future YouTubers. But you will be called a new tuber when you first start. I'll just give you some pointers. Maybe I should have named this a different thing. Maybe more people would have clicked on. I might go in and change the name of the episode. But these are just like some quick pointers that I know, bro. And I don't know. I guess in one way of looking at this thing, I can say, like Meek Mill said, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. You understand me? But from my experience, man, when you first starting out, if you plan on being a highly outspoken creator, opinionated. You see some of these people online, and you get highly inflamed at some of the shit that comes out of their mouth, and so you want to throw your hat into the ring and offer your opinion. And when you first starting out, bro, you better watch. And I hate to say it because a lot of these cats online are L7s. You know what I'm saying? They just you come to find out there's a lot of L7s in the world, and apparently here on the tube, if you just keep on keeping on for long enough, apparently you can build up something, man. But you know, um, I hate to say stay away from going at them, but unfortunately, just I guess it's just a part of the game. Uh, being a small creator, a new tuber as they call you, um they catch wind of your material, bro, like they are very underhanded. You know what I'm saying? And there's some tactics that they can employ that will cause you supreme trouble in your endeavors. You know what I'm saying? In order to trying to rise through these ranks, man. So that's something to watch. You know what I'm saying? And if you do include them in the material, be careful about adding a name to the title, a picture in the thumbnail. But these are things that they say as a new creator. These are the things that you need to have that are catchy, to reel in new viewers. So it's probably gonna be hard to get around not having the subject of the video in the thumbnail. You can get around the title. You can word the title in a way to where you don't have to name anybody, but generally you have to put the picture in the thumbnail. And maybe it's not like a image search, so they can't just kind of scan thumbnails, but they can most certainly keyword search and just search YouTube, for their name and see what kind of material is out there, especially right after they make a hot take. You know what I'm saying? They give a hot, controversial take, especially the insecure ones or the ones that are just big enough because you got to think about it. Creators that are big, not only is news and stories that they come across a part of their content, a large part of your content as you coming up through the creator world is gonna be involving beefs with other creators and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So once you get big and you've got a team of moderators and just researchers and your Discord loyalists and members, that's somebody will pay you uh $20 a month and always super chatting you, then they most certainly will be a part of the report team. And you know what I'm saying, they got it's some underhanded tactics, bro. So you just kind of stay away from that because they have people that are scanning the web and YouTube and X and all of that every day, man, and seeing if somebody has their name in their mouth that's big enough to create a beef with and kind of try to win that argument and gain some followers, convert their audience over to theirs. And it's like that's how it goes. But when you're a small creator and you don't have an audience that they care to pick away, then winning an argument comes in the form of killing your page. You dig what I'm saying? And so I have been through it, bro, like for sure. But I kept going, stood firm, and now we at where we at now. And I'm just hoping that I don't know, bro. It's just some nefarious tactics. So maybe it's a good thing. Maybe people see my videos and they feel a way because I got a way of getting my point across. And so me being a smaller too, but they want to go on and try to get me out the way before I ascend to the ranks to where they can't do nothing with me. You dig what I'm saying? And so I'm gonna keep plugging until I get there. And like I said, man, we only a handful away, but those are like some of the biggest lessons I've learned. You know what I mean? The policies and procedures, they send you all of that, man, and you can read through it and decipher it. But it's some flimsy. It's a couple things in there, especially when it comes to people reporting your page, man. It's an option in there that's just it's highly subjective. You know what I'm saying? And I've learned that even if the highly sensitive algorithm inside of this here program, even if it doesn't flag something as inappropriate, apparently a person can complain about it, and then the program, the software, the people involved will be like, "Oh yeah, you got a point," and so it's a bad deal. So just kind of watch where what you do, man, until you can get into the particular ranks where you can speak with creative support and just like that and the third, because it's been a hell of a journey, man, but I've appreciated it. We're right here at the end of the year. I would love to be able to get my correspondence about the creative program before I go into 2026. That would be a great Christmas present and all that to me, but that's where we at. So if you're just getting started and you think about getting started, jump in front of the camera, get going, and just avoid, you know what I'm saying, avoid creating smoke with creators that are just a lot bigger than you. And then, and depending on what, what niche you're in, some, of course, some niches have the type of people that get way more butt hurt than other people and all of that. So, it's just kind of, I guess it's case by case basis in a way, but I can tell you my experience, man. And so that's where we are. So we rolling into it, man. Let's see what we're gonna talk about. The title was F the Streets. We'll get to that eventually, man. I ain't really true. Let's go down from the top. What we have happened this week. I guess we'll start with some of these hot politics, man. And the craziness is going on out there, right? Everybody know about Candace and her inflammatory statements, if you will. You dig what I'm saying? And they go right along with it with the pyrotechnics they have at these Turning Point USA events. But Candace been on their ass, bro. Candace say Turning Point USA, and um the players involved in that excuse me. Excuse me. And the players involved in that organization, she hinted that they was the one that took Charles up out of it. You dig what I'm saying? She went on that little press junket here the last week after meeting with Erica Kirk. Now her folks that listen to her, you know what I'm saying? It's so crazy, bro, because I listen to her and it's like I'm scared of Kansas, to be honest, bro, because Candace has never proven anything in her journalistic career. But she comes on TV talking loud about shit every day, bro. She's already being sued by the French folks. You dig what I'm saying? The Macrons. This lady got whole children out here in the world. Done had children in the hospital and all this here. From what I understand and from what I believe. Candace said, nah, that's a man. And even if it was, like what I don't even know what it would have been her point if she was right. You dig what I'm saying? Let's say she knew for sure. Like, okay, why would that even have been a big deal for you to cover in your story? It's not like I don't know. Maybe it was some backstory to it. Maybe it was some people already, accusing Miss Macron of it, and she was trying to deny it, and so Candace globbed on to it. But I mean, those are French people. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know that any international story holds a lot of weight and hold a lot of ground in America, bro, especially in the climate we done had the last handful of years or so. So I don't really even know what her whole point was in sticking on that story and trying to act like she was the one to do the big expose. But with what I don't know how much they suing her for, but I would imagine if we're talking about I guess if we could liken the situation to the Sandy Hook shit, right? With Alex Jones. Alex Jones for years came on his show Infowars and swore that Sandy Hook was a false flag incident and that all the parents were indeed crisis actors and that the pictures he would show is frozen with freeze frames where you could say a person was smiling, but he just was opening his mouth as he was talking or something like that. He would freeze the frames and maybe even play videos or what have you, but he would swear that they were smiling and laughing, that they're not sad because they didn't really lose any kids in that tragic event. And so years go by, and the parents sued his ass. Yes, they did, and got him for almost $1 billion. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't $1 billion, it may be a tad over, like 800 some million. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I would imagine that the Macron's going at something like that, man. And she making a lot of bread here lately. I don't know how to be able to count her pockets, but I know she's made some. I would imagine she's made some millions of dollars off of the content she been on for the better part of this year. You know what I'm saying? Prior to her little meeting with Erica, Candace would have, man, 100,000 people in her for her live show, bro. You dig what I'm saying? I'm over this motherfucker, like, bro. I'm doing live because I'm just staying true to the form, and then they get views as they sit on the page. It's just a regular video, but I cover up my view counter for live people in the room because I don't have many. You dig what I'm saying? You have like 100 racks. You dig? Like, oh my God, bro. It's like some but you can tell the way that she goes about, and the people that come on and make little videos being upset with this, that, and the third. You can tell, bro, it's just a bunch of a true TV uh Dalton Abbey watchers. You know what I'm saying? Reality TV watchers. So they get them what's them little the Yeti cups, you know what I'm saying? And like the little chicks on TikTok, get them 4 different flavors of syrup. You dig what I'm saying? And tap their fingernails on the cup and make them a whole big Yeti cup in preparation for the true crime Candace Owens gallivanting every day. You dig what I'm saying? So I don't think they're really serious people. But she running that checkup, bro. But I gotta believe that it's probably to try and pad enough of that settlement. I would imagine she gonna try to settle when they come out. But when you hear Candace talk about it, bro, Candace seems to think that the way um I don't know if you're not even into defamation when you're just on street level. That when you just talking shit about somebody when you got a problem with somebody. Candace seems to think that, like, let's just say, for instance, bro, let's just break this into just like a regular situation we can look at. If you're not a podcast, all that. Candace seems to think that, like, say, for instance, I go to the convenience store, and say I get off this live and I go to the convenience store, right? I walk in and he doesn't have change for $100 bill, right? I could say, you just discriminating against me because I'm black. You don't want to give me change for my money. Candace seems to think that I could then sue him, take him to court, and force him to submit documentation to me, videotapes of him talking to black people, videotapes of him giving change to black people. You dig what I'm saying? In order to prove that he's not racist. Man ain't did nothing, bro. You dig what I'm saying? He just ain't had no change. But Candace seems to think you can just accuse somebody of something. And then if you think it's true, then they have to submit documents unto you that will satisfy them. Like she's like, we asked them to send us pictures, and it was like, so what you think? You really thought this lady was just gonna lay in her bedroom and take pictures of her vulva area? You dig what I'm saying? Or her penis, in that for that matter. And so that ain't how this shit work, kids. So I think she probably prepping to settle out, bro. But she on the rampage as far as just Charlie Kirk, Eric Kirk name, but I think she did. Chris Morgan is 2 for 2 here lately. You dig what I'm saying? In his, I guess you want to call it character say he's not, strong will enough to call it character assassination, but I think he's 2 for 2 by default. You dig? Because here lately he had Nick Fuentes on, then he had Candace on after she met with Erica. Now Candace and Turning Point was supposed to have had a event, a meeting up a couple weeks ago or something like that. And I remember hearing Candace was saying it was scheduling conflict or what have you. And then she came on one show and said, "Well, no, it was really because they might try to get me up out of here." Folk, my folk would say, "Hey, listen, man, you know how important she is out here. You know what I mean? And folk might try to CK2 you. You know what I mean? Don't even go." So shout ain't go. And then they set up a meeting, a closed door private meeting between her and Erica, but also had other people in the room when you hear Candace explain who all was there. And all the folks are like, "I don't know, Candace, that sound kind of fishy. You going in there in private." And I had a take on it, and I'm like, I don't think you could do anything but end badly. You dig? Because in order to get her to stop, I'm like, well, they would have to pay her off. But if they try to pay her off, so the next day with a whole, well, she came out. Uh, And what she uploaded about it was just like a teaser, bro. It's as if she was again. It's as if it's a TV show. You dig? A 10-part Stranger Things from the brain of Candace Owens. And so the folks was on there like, "You ain't really tell us nothing, Candace. Like, what is really going on? Are you compromised? Did you get $7,000? You dig what I'm saying?" And I wonder, bro. Think about that meeting. You dig what I'm saying? Because I don't know, bro. I'm a hard baller player in my mind. You dig what I'm saying? Like I play for keeps. You understand me? And so, I would. Shit, it ain't out there realm of imagination for somebody that was in the meeting on behalf of Turning Point USA, or even Erica. Erica might be a gangster. It ain't outside the realm of imagination that someone from Turning Point USA said during that meeting, "Hey, let's go down the hypothetical rabbit hole that we did have something to do with it. We signed off on everything. We organized everything around and the Charlie Kirk happened. If you were to believe that that's true, and we say okay, we give legs to that. How long are you confident that you can just continue to walk around? You know what I mean? Unadulterated. You dig what I'm saying? Ah, shit, it ain't outside. I would. Why not? It was private. And she come out and said we said it, didn't say it, and you can't prove it was private. But if we playing hardball, that could have happened. They could have said, "Well, you know what, Candace? If we're going with your logic, like we're going with you, you right. You are right. Going by your logic, do you not think it can't happen again?" And you are not near as you may be internet famous from the true crime TV show, but you aren't. They wouldn't cry over Candace. You understand what I'm saying? Candace is kind of in a gray area out here between the black and the white. You understand what I'm saying? And she recently here she's trying again. She tried a couple months ago or whatever when she got fired from Daily Wire. She went on her Breakfast Club, Joe Budden, little press junket, trying to talk to the black folks and all that. Didn't work. And now she's on the hey, black people, don't be mad. Don't associate American white people with the idea of slavery and what happened with the slave trade. Because in fact, it was actually the Jewish people who facilitated the slave trade, and these are the ones that do not have your back. Now, I just did a show here a couple weeks ago. The likes of Floyd Mayweather and other individuals that say no, in fact, uh, the Jewish coalition are indeed some of the staunchest supporter of the black cause. It's news to me. You understand what I'm saying? On both sides of this thing, but that's what Candace is right now. But she's got him in disarray, man. And like I say, she went on and did Piers Morgan a couple days later, and it was just another Nick Fuentes. They got a lot of when you're talking on your show, bro, it's one thing because you're talking to the camera. You're talking like you can't say anything back to me. You may type a comment, but I don't have to read it. You dig what I'm saying? If it's in opposition to what I'm saying. So when you're on your show, you can just go off your script, your producers, you're popping, you dig said you got your TikTok drink put together. You in your bag. You might have you some uh popped candies, I can't say y'all name, man. At least not for another 25 subs. Then we're gonna see what we can do. I might have showed the bag though, so whatever. I'm a like a I need to quit eating. I got 3 bags of candy over there. It's fucking ridiculous. Um, but yeah, man, Candace Owens is on their head about this thing, man. And so, like I said, when they she went on Piers, my bad. She went on Piers, bro. Like I said, just like with Nick, they got a lot of buzzwords and a lot of talking when they're talking to the camera. But when someone is actively able to question them and have them fully flesh out what that fast sentence that they just uttered actually means, or ask them about this particular statement they made, or how does this line up with, you dig what I'm saying? They flip and flop, bro. And Candace, it was a especially bad showing in my opinion, because it was obvious that she just kept trying to talk over, bro. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not someone that will usually give the likes of Pierce Morgan some credit, but in that instance, I think she was trying to talk over him and keep going, and try to keep, filling in the gaps in her logic. You dig? But I think he got, there's a saying, you let a person talk long enough, they will expose themselves. You understand? And I think that happened in the Nick Fuentes and the Candace situation. I tend to think, I don't know, the last couple of things I seen, maybe Candace kind of still sustaining her numbers, but I tend to think that her numbers have fell off because a lot of her followers in the comments like, this ain't it, Candace. You know what I'm saying? This is not it. Some don't sound right. You dig? Um, in Nick's case, he did a little victory lap, if you will, in a couple of days after. But I've noticed that the algorithm, in pushing Nick like he was, last week or so. You know what I mean? So I think he did a thorough job of exposing himself. And then I know just the other day they had the Young Republicans conference up there in, I don't know what part of New York, some cold part of New York. And this was the guy, Women Propaganda, I think is his name. He was out there talking, talking his talk to a young Jewish lad. And out the blue, Bluto. You've seen Popeye, the Sailor Man cartoon Bluto. You didn't know Bluto was a real guy. Bluto was a real person. Bluto stepped in, got in between them. Women Propaganda proceeded to say another word, and then Five Fingers said to the face, slap. And he proceeded to, immediately turn him and his partner there and run to the arms of Nick Fuentes and Sneeko. A hell of a twosome. You know what I'm saying? Formidable opponents. But yeah, they watched on. They were willing onlookers as Mr. Women Propaganda got the bejesus slapped out of him and did nothing. This is the Groper War, the Groper squad that we supposed to be. It's in America first. Finna take it back. They finna put women in the kitchen, black people in jail, immigrants back on boats, and let them tell it. These little dudes, hey man, come on, bro. But yeah, that's where we at. Like I said, man, I think Pierce is 2 for 2 on that, man. And like I said, that's what Candace got going on. These are her days, man. And okay, and Tim Pool is panicking too. Tim is panicking hard. From what I understand, though, since there's been a lot of events, man. Tim was caught up in that whole Russian money little tenant media deal. Yeah, it was exposed a couple months ago that tenant media was actually ran by Russian money. The details of exactly how, how the people were told to run the shows, or what exactly they were told to say, had been made readily available. But if you keep up with the whole little cycle of this, man, and know the players and know the different accounts that cover these things and different podcasters, you'll run across material that goes into deeper detail. But ever since that, and and I think just in general, man, the whole Epstein file deal that really made MAGA look crazy, bro. Like, defending that just put you in a bad. It just put you in. Then Trump come out and call him stupid for asking questions. It was just been a messy, ugly look. So from what I understand, man, all these people, the Shapiro's of the world, are falling off, in which is probably a reason that Dan Bongino, head of what is he? Now Cash Patel is the FBI. What is it, Bongino? CIA, I guess. Some weird shit. He ain't did a good job in. None of them have, but he's stepping down January 1 and returning to his podcast career. Now, a podcast career that they said was bringing in millions prior to. But if you see the comments, they are so incensed with not anybody going to jail over Benghazi, the J6 committee, Obama still on the streets. Like, people are still allowed to be gay. We still got Mexicans. Like, bro, the fact that all of this is going on, they are incensed that everybody in the administration, except for, well, they incensed with Trump too, but he still got a good bit of support. But if you look at the comments on the Bongino, man, it don't look like the people there for it. They said they're not going back to tune in to that shit because they like, what is he gonna jump on here and say to us? You can't envision him jumping on there and saying, man, you know what? F Trump, nigga. I don't hope none of them folks. You can't imagine he gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So if he come back out and being an apologist or kind of trying to spin it in a way to make us understand that it's big arrests and big moves coming and it's just being done in a procedural way, I don't think that would work for him either, man. But I think the overarching theme is that he's getting off of a sinking ship. You understand what I'm saying? And countless others have. We had plenty of people to resign, announce their resignations coming soon, top of the year, this, that, and the third, man. It's really a bad deal, bro. It's nothing. You don't hear a lot of positive news about the United States. You may have a positive life and interaction. It don't mean ain't nobody working, ain't nobody got money. Christmas coming around, I ain't heard nobody crying about not being able to afford gifts and stuff like that. But I don't give that any credit to them having any extra money in their pocket due to the administration. But I think people just make a way to survive, period, year round. You dig what I'm saying? And you save up from earlier, this, that, and the third. You organize your money. So but I think the overall outlook on what we got going on now, man, especially this Epstein file thing was bad, bro. Like, and you got to know what's in them files, cause they released some, but they were heavily redacted. Whole pages blacked out. It was another the folders. You remember the Epstein folder, the binders, Epstein binders. Just a nothing burger, bro, and it's a bad look because it's just like, man, who likes a child molest? And that's why I say, bro, to be a MAGA right now, and it's like I don't give a damn what kind of legislation is passed that you can champion, even though it's not many, if any, of those. But I don't really give a damn about what you got to celebrate because if on the back end of that you celebrating an entity that in your heart has done some inappropriate thing with young people, bro. Like it just invalidates um any winning material that comes from that side, bro, because it's just like it would suggest that as long as a person is achieving and doing this, you'd be okay with them doing, and it's just like, damn, bro. Maybe because he just, in the position he is and he far off. But I'm just like, imagine that's a person that you dealt with on a daily basis that you would have to leave your kids around, or even just, what I mean, work with. Like I don't think anybody be comfortable with that. So the way that they still squirm around and make excuses and try to justify stuff is just making them look crazy, bro. And I always wonder what the kids of some of these big time MAGA pundits, man, and just bad faith actors. I wonder what their kids think about them, bro. What those interactions are like, because you rarely see their children. You dig? Even I know some of them got grown children, but they do not make themselves known that We ain't nothing like dad or mom. Like it crazy. You dig? But yeah, bro, that's where we at with that in the state of them politics right there. Cause um we gonna move on. Do we got some more politics stuff? I kind of encompassed all of that. That was a slick little motion. I didn't know. I didn't necessarily mean for it to lay out like that. Oh, necessary. Yeah, I guess necessary conversation. Who we got? Where's my pen, people? People, where's my pen? I guess we'll stop for a public service announcement. 25 more subscribers is what I need in order to progress into the partner program. At which time, the 25 lucky people, I got something fixed up nice for you all. Especially if we get that fast before the end of the year. Then overall, you know what I mean? We got merch coming and all of that, man. So you'll be able to get on these Sunday Live with your boy. Put that shirt or that hat on or something you out here in the public. Send your boy a picture or something, you heard me? Make a little post feature on this thing, man. We're gonna start to do the I got some ideas. I got other software I can use to do the show a different way. I've got a green screen right over here to the right of me. So we got some ideas and some things we're gonna do. But again, I want to stick with what got me here, and then I will start to branch out. You understand me and what I'm saying? So Epstein's, Candace Eric 10 pack, man, we got all them out the way. You hear me? Oh, what was that event right there? It wasn't I guess we got a couple more in it. Oh, I forgot about okay. All right. I'm tripping. I am too tripping. So they had this little event the other day. Damn, what was it, bro? Cause Myron got held out of. Y'all know Wyron gang? Myron gang. What his name is? Abdul Tootie or something like that, man. Yeah, cuz from Sudan. Cuz from Sudan would be talking crazy about black folk. Yeah, man, bro went to the little event, man. They had him over there looking crazy. Bro got the camera on the cuz said, I don't know who he calling because no one can help him get in. They told him you can't get in. Yeah, no, we don't want you in here, sir. You not look at your skin. Your skin is a brown color. What makes you different? I guess Vivek was in there speaking, but like Megan Kelly told Vivek, hey, you're a smart guy. You're well studied, uber rich, nice suits. Cool. None of that would allow me to vote for you in any capacity for any type of public office. You know why? Because, sir, Vivek Ramaswamy, you are brown. You have a brown tint to your skin. Huh? That was she told him. And they really repeatedly told him. This nigga Vivek was on stage the other day. Vivek told these folks in the nutshell. Now, this second time, Vivek a wild nigga, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I might vote for Vivek. Vivek a wild nigga, bro. Like, he might just Vivek could say any goddamn thing. Vivek already came out a couple months ago and told Americans, y'all ain't smart, right? Oh, hell no. Y'all ain't smart worth a damn. No, you can't be no engineers and shit. Y'all want to be podcasters. In America, y'all niggas want to graduate high school and turn the camera off. That's what he said to him. He said, y'all can't be engineers. No, sir. We need these H-1B visas for what these folk come over here and get their work done for y'all stupid ass Americans. That's what he told them, dog. They went crazy. You ain't really seen nothing about Vivek since. Oh, shit. Vivek popped it back up the other day. He had to end the year with a bang. You feel me? Vivek had another trick up his sleeve. Vivek got on stage and say, in so many words, he's a slick little orator and all of that. He'd be talking, this be crying. I can't even do the Vivek right now in my mode. Vivek in a nutshell told these folks that despite what they think, y'all good red-blooded, patriotic, original 1776. Despite what y'all think, this is what Vivek said. Despite what you think, You can be an American as long as you think you're an American. Oh my God. Vivek said as long as you come to the United States and you like the United States, you want to make money the way capitalism allows you to make money in the United States, you like the Dallas Cowboys. You like the fact that you can go to a good school and get an education. If you're cool with these things in your brain, if your brain said these are all good things that are contained in America, and I like these things because they're in America, then you are an American. And it's so crazy, bro. And it's like I say, okay, let's look at it like this, bro. I don't know. I made some kind of long, stretched out analogy. Maybe I can condense it. But it was just like, okay, consider this guy, you know, was a part of a construction crew back in the days that built a particular hospital or a handful of hospitals. He has 5 kids. Some of those kids branch off. A couple of them stay around. You know, this daughter has some kids. One of those daughters has an autistic son. Despite being well off, pretty decent in the community and money wise and all that, she still go through some of the horrors of the American healthcare system. And she becomes pissed. She starts to be outspoken about it and what she would do to make it different and how she feels about it and a long line of her lineage and people that my granddaddy actually built this hospital. And all these years later, we got to go through all this bureaucracy and red tape. And you dig? And so that person goes out and starts talking and they say something along the lines of what it is to be an American, the ideals. That makes sense. It sounds good. From what I understand, Vivek Ramaswamy is a first generation, meaning he's the first of his family to come here. So meaning he was born somewhere else, right? Vivek say this is what, and which, bro, like that whole argument is funny to us. Like I said, we sitting back just laughing at the whole thing, but it's like Vivek, bro, who is your PR, my nigga? Like, it's just certain things where it's just like, bro, you just gotta let them have them thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't even worth fighting over. It's like, who really gives a damn what somebody think defines you as a real American unless you talking about the black and white. And I guess the administration now they trying to put certain stuff in black and white. But it's like, bro, what is that even anything to say? Like, who are you talking to? You obviously talking to people that ain't like of the American dream. So there's some dude in the comments was like, so damn, by that logic, it's 7 billion people out here that are just prospective Americans. You dig what I'm saying? If they strive to get to America, take advantage of the systems and the freedoms we have over here, and they vow to stand firm and uphold those values and let each man live. But I don't even know if you got to do that because we got folks out here that's willing to say Obama and all of them need to get this, that, and all that. There. So I don't even know if you got to be nothing violent and level headed like that. As long as you come in and say you love capitalism and the flag, shit, you're an American. Going by his logic, Vivek, boy, they on his ass again. And apparently Vivek is now in what is that, Ohio, running for office, governor, something like that. He won't win. He won't win. I had a show lined up about Valentina Gomez, another brown individual out here in the world, albeit of a different nationality. I think she's running for some type of office in Texas now or New Jersey. She been flipping around, moving around, trying to win a race, ma'am. They're not gonna vote for you, baby. And now she cringes. She's super cringe, bro. But they're not gonna vote. They'll tell you to the face. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Vivek make the rules, man. Vivek said, "I'm telling you what it is to be a red blooded American. I don't give no damn what y'all broke folks say." Vivek said, he "Got a check. Vivek got the check, and I'm gonna tell you what it is, folks." That's what he said. Vivek said, "You just gotta think. As long as you uphold you like the ideals of American." You're an American. And I just, without standing on the patriotic soapbox like, some of the other individuals, I just say, oh, hold on, Vivek. Like it can't be that simple, bro. Like it just don't even make sense, y'all. So that was Vivek Ramaswamy. Um, who else is on that? I got old Myron at that event. It was something else about that event. Oh, Nicki Minaj strikes again. She spoke at that event. And it's about 5, 6 videos from Nicki. Let's hear it because I clicked on one of them and it sounded highly ignorant. I ain't gonna hold you. Um, I ain't gonna hold you. So let's see if we can let's catch up with Nicki Minaj. Where did it come from? This whole MAGA. What is it? Even if she is just sincere in her support. I mean, Nicki Minaj knows she ain't that popular no more, bro. Like, come on, bro. Nicki Minaj knows she not moving the needle out here with the culture, bro. She ain't swaying no opinion. Come on, bro. She know that. So I'm just maybe she just suckered them. All right, you gonna pay me $2 million to do these opinions and do these appearances and put 4 tweets a day. I bet. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I'm a celebrity. I'll just get it my money. I'll go back home and who cares who hates me? I can sit at home and be rich the rest of my life. That's about the only that's about the only sense. Jason Whitlock. I think Jason Whitlock is my next that's one of the wildest guys, bro. Jason Whitlock is on my list. Like I really want to do these I guess what you call it, documentary style, deep dives on certain individuals. But again, man, I'm trying to cross the threshold so that I can feel confident that I have a avenue or I'm spoken for a certain way in the program so that I cannot be harmed digitally at least. You understand what I'm saying? Viewer wise. Um so yeah, I kind of hold off on a couple of people at the present moment. I hope that don't make me a lame. Am I a punk for that? Not bad, folks. Where Nikki at, bro? Oh, they mad at Dave Chappelle too. Dave Chappelle lit Bill Maher up. I gotta go and listen to the whole thing. But yeah, Bill Maher is a sniveling little coward, man, jumping around, moving the goalposts, going with where the wind blows. He got that kind of opinion when it comes to his political statements and all that. But yeah. Dave Chappelle had something to say about him in his recent little show, something about the Charlie Kirkers, and then just kind of MAGA as a whole. And so now they got all kind of hit pieces and mad at him. Is this Nicki Minaj? Megan Kelly says the turning point event. Megan Kelly says she was into it. She liked the fact that Candace is asking questions out here in the world. And perhaps I'm in the wrong app because I don't see. God damn it. Hold on, folks. And it's crazy, man. I should pause. I should not be scared. When I pause, man, I'm thinking, I don't know, I be rushed, bro. It's hard to explain the logic behind being this creative shit, bro. I swear to God, it is, man. Maybe I'm just weird. So here's Nicki Minaj. The utmost respect and admiration for our president. He he has, I don't know if he even knows this, but he's given so many people hope that there's a chance to beat the bad guys. Okay, I hadn't even listened to all of this, bro. I hadn't listened to it's like 6 videos. I had heard I heard her say that first part that she had the utmost respect for bro, and then I clicked out of it because I just knew it was going downhill. And so that part about him, she doesn't know if he's aware. Speaking of Donald Trump, she doesn't know if he's aware that he has given people hope that they can beat the bad guy. again, bro. Maybe they just paying her. Because from what I'm understanding, bro, he's losing support out here because he's the bad guy. What is Nikki talking about? Man, bro. But that's Nicki Minaj, ladies and gentlemen. Who knows what she's even thinking about? But that's what she's doing and that's what she's saying. And okay, Nicki Minaj. Nicki Petty. Is she still Nicki Minaj? She Nicki Petty, ain't it? Now she married to Kenny Petty. Nicki Petty. That got a ring to it. You understand me? Oh, amazing grace. All right, let's roll into some entertainment news, man. We're gonna be ready to take it up out of here. And I have got some good uh, extra meat filled pause spaghetti. I mean chili. Damn, meat and noodles. What am I talking about, bro? I'm tripping, cuz. Fuck. Chili that I'm gonna get to. But entertainment news, man. What do we got? Uh let's talk about Alabama football, man. Did you see the Alabama Oklahoma football game the other night? Now I will say, these games been pretty much does. Ole Miss drug Tulane. The Miami Texas A&M game apparently was good at the end, but I turned to that game sometime in the third quarter, and it was 3-0. And I think a guy from Miami missed a field goal, and I'm just like, what is even going on? So I went and started doing other things. Um, but the Alabama Oklahoma game, man, I said it. And I got some particular views, man. I've said it on this show a couple times, at least on the live. I don't know I made a show about it, but I just might. We'll see what kind of traction that show gets. But it's kind of like it's over now. I'm anxious to see but I don't know. It's a toss up on whether we'll meet Georgia again. Um, but yeah, I've had some views about why teams were so dialed in against Alabama since midway through the season. You know what I'm saying? And if I just put it in a nutshell, um, I guess to start it, you know, if you watch that game midway through the second quarter to the end of the fourth, the type of football that Alabama Crimson Tide played, that was the level of football we saw them play half of the season, looking unstoppable. Looked like Ryan Grubb's offensive scheme had jail. Ty Simpson was executing the plan. You did what I'm saying? Defense was on like damn near Saban era. I would watch the games on Saturday, and when we needed a big play, like in the Saban era, I'd be like, man, watch, we about to get a fumble pick right here. And them boys was doing it. I was from how we were feeling after that first game against Florida State, I couldn't say anything else. You did? And I think with Nick Saban being gone and Kalen DeBoer coming in and the fan base already being iffy on him, I think for sure we're gonna get to Oklahoma. But I think the Auburns of the world, I think the LSU's of the world, I think the Georgias of the world saw their opportunity to finally relegate Alabama to a middle of the pack type of program. Not let this guy from Washington come down here and dominate SEC football. But his offense, his defense, his team, his scheme is looking like they finna be tearing some ass this year. I really think that was a conversation. I mean, listen, uh, Michigan just came off of probation for getting caught for cheating and sign stealing. It happened recently with the Houston Astros in baseball. Um, they say if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I think that's like one of the mantras in college football. Now that may have pertained more to the time before NIL was legal, and so you know cheating as far as paying players to get them may be pertaining to that. But you got to know that still stretches out, and with the world of gambling being legal and big money in NIL, bro, you got to know it's some Patriot games being played out here, some reindeer games. You know what I'm saying? If you don't think it's a a booster out there that would love or every year searches for a cheerleader, somebody in the athletic department, or someone that's from down in Auburn or something that goes to the program, they can get us some inside information. You got to be stupid. And so if you don't think it exists in the SEC against the University of Alabama and Caleb DeBoer and keeping them from being the benchmark, you got to be stupid. And so ever since that first Oklahoma game, it looked a little funny, the LSU game, I ain't gonna hold you. Um, but most certainly that first game in Norman, Oklahoma, you could tell the lick was in. Defense for Oklahoma knew where to be pre-snap. They got a gang of outside penalties because they was chomping at the bit, bro. Jumping over the line of scrimmage because they knew exactly what was coming. And I saw it in subsequent games after that, the Auburn game, the Georgia game. I think Kirby Smart let the cat out of the bag because he was so adamant in finally beating Bama. I think he took advantage of them same tactics, got in touch with some people. And I think that put it on Front Street because it's in no world are the Georgia Bulldogs a 28-7 winner over the Alabama Crimson Tide. That never happens. And the two teams this year, that wasn't natural, but that wasn't real. And I think that put what I had been seeing and what I'm damn show what I was looking at. I think that put it on the forefront. And I think that's a reason that they put Alabama and Oklahoma in that first game matchup to get them on the even keel. Well, don't nobody know what's going on. Everybody just calling it straight up. And I thought that, Bama would have switched up things so that it was impossible. But maybe in that little length of time, you didn't get a chance to. By the way, reporters asked Ryan Grubb and Kalen DeBoer prior, a week prior to that first game, what they were doing to try and keep Brent Venables from stealing signs and knowing their calls because he's notorious for doing that. By the fucking way. Um, and so in that in that game Friday, that whole first quarter, me watching it from Skycast, I saw the same things I had been seeing since halfway in the season. Oklahoma defense was everywhere. I saw a couple of times where the interior defensive lineman and the defensive end, you know, they split out super wide to where, bro, I mean, there was a gap as big as my house on that left side of the line. Had Bama just audible to a running play, they got 79 million yards. And it happened a couple times. And I'm sitting looking at that. I'm like, bro, defenses don't do that. Because the natural reaction from the offense would be to audible and hit that gap. They were so confident that they wasn't going to do it. Ty Simpson getting down to the end of the clock, having an audible 3-4 times because the defense is lined up perfectly. Wide receivers not open. It was 17-0 that was happening. And I think if you listen to Kirk Herbstreit, I'm telling you, bro, I'm gonna give you a valuable skill out here in the world. It is vital that you know how to read what's on the paper, the lines that are actually printed, right? But it is a vital life skill that you learn to read the invisible ink that is in between the lines. I'm telling you, put that skill together for yourself as you go forward. If you listen to Kirk Herbstreit as he announced the game, as he was in the first game against Oklahoma, he's like, my God, it is amazing how locked in this Oklahoma defense is. You talking about Oklahoma, man, bro. I went back and looked at the stats from after they beat us last year, 24-3. After they beat us this year, what they did against the next two opponents, man, that shit was I'm telling you, the lick was in. But if you heard Kirk Herbstreit, he's like, God damn, man, it's just like, I'm flabbergasted. He just could not understand, like, how is this Oklahoma defense so dialed in? How are they in the backfield in the split second? But then when Oklahoma get the ball, John Mattel, it's got a perfect pocket every time. Man, come on, bro. I think the word got back because I was on one of my social media apps and I was making my case be known. But I've been screaming this for 2-3 months, 2 months. And I actually got some interaction back from a couple of people this go around for sure. But, I'm listening to Kirk And I feel like I'm talking about looking at all kind of stuff, man. For my mind, when they put the camera on Brett Venables in the first quarter, when he was relaying plays in, I ain't got a piece of paper readily available. Boy, fuck it. This is how Brent Venables was on the sideline, radio and in the calls talking about it. The entire first quarter, like this, right? Little smirk on his face. He like this every time he talk. Well, come the second quarter and then on, they put the camera on Brett Venables, and guess what he's doing as he's relaying the plays? Barely even talking because he's stunned at this point. He didn't. He just talking. He just talking. He's not covering his mouth no more. And so, for my eyes, I think the reason that they matched us up because they knew it was some nefariosity going on in that first game, and they were going to see, and subsequent game, and they were going to see if Brent Venables was going to do that sucker shit again, and he did. And I think word got to him, bro. It's a lot of eyes on this game. You finna mess around and get us investigated and on probation if you don't start just calling this game straight up on what we think is coming instead of what we know is coming. And the exact is a clear, stark difference. When they started calling based on just what they defensive coordinator think is coming, their linebackers were then on their heels, not able to react until the ball is snapped, just like any other football team. If you watch Alabama, the linebackers and all of that, you know what I'm saying? They react once the ball is snapped, not pre-snap like how Oklahoma was doing. You watch the linebackers, that's why they're getting beat because they don't have the type of athletes that Bama had. That's when the passing game opened up. They quit hitting the right gaps on the blitzes and then blocking assignments. Now Ty's got a perfect pocket for the next 3 quarters. You telling me the guys that did that for 3 quarters, they just forgot how to do that for halfway through the season? Come on, man. You just got I don't watch a lot of football, bro. So Jeremy Bernard said before this game, he said it was weird, man, in that first game against Oklahoma when we would look up to find the ball. He said that the lights were angled in a weird direction. We couldn't see anything right in our eyes. You know what I'm saying? And if you just do a little research behind Brett Venables and his time at Clemson and all of that, it's some smoke with a fire, man. So they matched them boys back up, and as soon as they went to calling it straight up, we blew them away. It was like 24 unanswered points before they scored again. And then sometime in the fourth quarter, about 14 minutes left in the fourth. Well, at the beginning of the fourth quarter, that's when they scored again, and then that was it for them. John Matilda, now he getting sacked. We can get in the backfield. You telling me it was too much of a it was too much of an abrupt change in that game, bro, for you to feel like that was just that. The ball don't lie. Guy dropped the fumble. Dropped the punt. The guy that's the all-world kicker, NFL prospect, missed a chippy. Then didn't even get the next kick, ain't even make it to the goalpost. Ball don't lie, bro. That interception that Mateer threw, I'm listening to Skycast. The announcer said, "Man, that was strange." He said Bama changed their coverage at the last second, and Mateer threw the ball right to him. It's like he just turned and threw it as if he knew where the defense was gonna be, and his receiver was gonna be right there running the street. Because the receiver didn't run a hitch, he didn't run an in or out. He was going on the street, and Matilda just turned and threw it as if he knew that ball was gonna get right there as he's streaking. He was gonna just keep going. Xavier Brown standing right there. He didn't even take time to stop and look. Dude was like, "Man, that was strange. That looked strange." Yeah, I know it did, bro. But they won the game, so that may save a lot of smoke coming from behind that. But it's a lot of other things I could go into. But I'd be talking for another hour. But I am almost sure that come halfway or so of this football season, I think the Alabama playbook and play calls were compromised. That's the hill that I am dying on. But we ran through them, and now we have Indiana next, and we're gonna embarrass Indiana. We're gonna rough Indiana up. What's the little quarterback name? Fernando Mendoza. Yeah, cool guy, solid guy. Looks like he'll sell a lot of insurance one day. I don't know, bro. Make him play a lot of football one day for somebody, but he's not gonna win that game against the Alabama Crimson Tide. I can promise you that. And so we're in a pretty good bracket, man. They actually set us up to where we may get a chance to meet Georgia again. Now I keep saying we'll be kind of cringe. Um, I made this analogy with Vivek. I said, bro, I love the Alabama Crimson Tide, but I did not attend the University of Alabama, nor did I play football at the University of Alabama. So you know what? I'm not a part of the team, sir. I'm a fan, maybe even a fanatic, but I am not a part of the University of Alabama. So let me quit saying we, man. But Bama, going to run through Indiana and may get a chance to meet Georgia again, and that would be a beautiful thing, man. This would be a Cinderella season. I do believe that Alabama Crimson Tide are going to win the national championship. You heard it here first, Jack. Oh, man, Dave. What's some more sports we can talk about? I did all of that here. Audie Crooks. Y'all know Audie Crooks? Homegirl, I think she number 41, play for Iowa State. Balling. Man, big girl. Oh, she got the footwork. She Shaq. She is a woman Shaq. Shawty got footwork. That David Robinson. She cold, bro. Y'all tune in to Audie Crooks, man. If you ever on your ESPN app or something like that, type of name, man, and go check out Audie Crooks, man. Shout out to baby girl because she out there hooping, and I have a soft spot for the woman athlete out there. I love to see them do well. You dig? And I guess we'll end with this ratchet shit, as my people would make a big deal out of this shit like this. So apparently there's a new thing out, a new saying out, a new movement called F the Streets. Now, I ain't even did a lot of research into this, and I won't. But I would imagine from what I remember hearing in times previous leading up to now, I think that's all centered around the idea that the streets are dead. Like the game is dead, no loyalty in the game, everybody snitching. You dig? Everybody flexing and faking, capped out. That's what I think you come from, man. Like all of your biggest name people, the young thugs of the world. I ain't gonna say, so I don't know how big 6ix9ine is, but you know the whole line of people that have apparently said things that they shouldn't to the authorities in a time of trouble. You understand? And so I think that's where that came from. And so a 121 Savage of Britain fame, I think 21 from Britain or something like that, UK. Yeah, cuz. See, he didn't come from over here across the world and come to America and tell niggas what it's supposed to be. Vivek telling folk what it is to be American. 21 Savage telling people that the streets is dead. America streets is dead. This is wild, bro. We being infiltrated. But yeah, 21 said F the streets, and that sparked backlash from a number of dusty people. Yeah, I mean, I heard one guy talking about he got to get that how he feed is cool, bro, but that ain't like a job industry, my nigga. That ain't a career field out. You ain't do nothing special to be in the streets, my nigga. You just didn't want to arise out the streets. Now, there's people in the streets making some millions of dollars, and I commend you for it. But nigga, you can't stand on that as if you really put into like some dedicated work, bro, to ascend in the field and to be respected. You know what I'm saying? You avoided getting killed or going to jail. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool if you can get your money out here like that, but nigga, do not jump online making a video talking about, oh, now y'all ain't gonna say F the streets. Let's keep the streets alive. And as far as just, if saying the streets, as far as the street level of keeping it real and being able to know what really is the pulse of people and, keep it street, man. Uh don't go corporate. Like, yeah, we okay, I'm digging you, but I suspect that ain't what these fellas talking about. They talking about, don't shit on the street cause we seen Blueface a couple weeks ago when he was into it with I don't know if he was into it, but in his response to Mike Epps, about not wanting to celebrate people coming home from prison. We make that a thing too much. He came on to say that, yeah, you should. Like, and it's like, nah, bro, if you're doing it, you do it. Just try to, we don't need to make that a big thing. And so I don't know how mad I can be at the notion of calling the streets what it is at this point, and it's tiny, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm from my 80s, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm from a different time. So it is tiny, man. So I don't know how mad I am at 21 saying it. As much as I am about the people that's just like, hey, No, don't forget the streets. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think they're doing it with good reasoning, man, with good intentions. I think they're just kind of being a little obtuse as it pertains to the overarching point. And I'm not saying that 21 Savage is coming at this thing, from any type of intelligent angle, but I think both of the statements were kind of misplaced or just came from bad messengers. But that's where we are with that thing, man. And I am sure that I have exceeded an hour. There we go. 1 hour and a 9 minute. And so I'm gonna get ready to wrap this thing up, man. Go eat me some food. You did what I'm saying? Start putting together a show, and it'll be out in a couple of days. And like I said, man, we on the road to the partner program, man. So last little 25 subscribers, man. But it starts with one, man. So one hand wash the other one wash the face. It's been straight like that live, and I'm out of here, man.